getting comfortable, checking in. We're gonna work with visualizing shame. So just trying to find some points of support and grounding first. Taking some breaths. And I want you to start to visually manifest. What does your shame look like? What color is it? Is there a texture to it? Is it invisible? And then if so, how can you sense it? Does it have any other qualities? Is there an animal or maybe even a tree or something in nature, a rock that it represents? And start to visualize how close or far away you want this object or entity as you're starting to kind of physically form your shame. And it could change colors, right? But I just want you to really start to get a sense of there's a form to this shame and what that looks like for you. And then again, how far away, how close do you want this? And really deciding, when we're done with this visualization, where do you want this shame to reside? We can't just banish it. So we're going to create a container. And depending on the size, if your shame is, very, very small, then maybe there's a smaller container. If it's really, really big as a mountain, maybe we have to create like a sphere around it. So really kind of thinking about the size of your shame and what a safe container for this shame looks like. And I want you to think about poking a hole, a little tiny pinhole inside of a piece of paper. And that amount of light, any color light, it can be rainbow light, it can be yellow, blue, golden, green, whatever you want, crystal clear. I want you to send this entity that you have created around your shame, that pinhole of light. You're not taking anything away from yourself. This is coming from a natural abundance of care and love. Now I want you to just let that shame know, hey, I see you. I see your form. And I want to work on this. And you might get a message back. You don't have to. You don't have to receive that message right now. You're just being curious and just starting to form this dialogue. So each time you come back to this visualization, you're going to visualize the form that your shame takes. You're going to visualize then the container in which you can ask that shame to contain itself in. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it becomes too much. If you need to, kind of consolidate and move on to something else. And then I want you, to whatever extent you feel comfortable, create this hole. And over time, the idea is that maybe that hole can go a little bit bigger, goes from a little bitty pin to maybe a pen or pencil size hole, and then maybe eventually you don't need the paper. And that you're starting a dialogue with your shame. Not at your shame, not about your shame, with it. So we're gonna now close out this visualization by asking your shame to enter into the container. Again, we're creating a lot of space around this. It's not shoving it into a little bitty shoebox if it's too big for that. And we're gonna thank it. And any other closing, breaths, statements. And come back into your space. Check in with your bottom, your toes, your fingers. Maybe do some journaling.